I'm gonna do what the other YouTubers do, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until at least like 3 people are watching. Jeez, I don't need to be wasting my breath for less than 3 people. You know what I'm saying? So if you're at work right now, put your headphones in. I'm about to give you a quick education on why, if you've already watched this on YouTube, this is going to be a recap for you. I mean, on Facebook, this is going to be a recap for you. So if you haven't been watching Facebook, well, then you're going to get something fresh and new today, because no one's really talking about this. I want to talk to you why they're not going to allow cameras in the courtroom. Now, if you haven't gone to Facebook, go over to my Facebook, Dad with a Phone, and I have released some footage from prior court dates with Patrick. I've released footage of where Patrick was walking in the hallway. Cameras were all around him. Some crazy dude yells, "Where's the body?" All that stuff, okay? So there's a couple of reasons why Judge Sales is not going to allow cameras in the courtroom. Now, before I get going on this, I want to make a plea to the Teller County court system, the 4th Judicial District, Dan May, whoever's out there listening to this, you investigators. I know you investigators are listening. So I want to make a plea. Put cameras in your courtroom. For like $5,000, maybe if you get the high-end shit, $10,000. You can have 3 robotic cameras controlled by your people, recorded for your feed, and you can release that stuff after the trial. Just release it afterwards. Don't even have to do it live. It would be fair to Patrick, it would be fair to the people, and it'd be fair to everyone else for you to have an open courtroom like the Constitution calls for. My plea's done. That's the easiest way to solve this whole camera issue, is record that stuff and put it in the court records, and then after the fact, release it through public records request, just like you would do with all the other evidence. All right. Now, the reasoning behind why and how they're going to ban these cameras and why they have banned the cameras. One, the judge can do whatever he wants. This isn't a great conspiracy, though, because basically the media, the traditional media, the jokers on Channel 5, Channel 4, Channel 8, 11, 13, whatever your pick is, right? The jokers on media, they hire the most inexperienced, cheapest. I bet a camera guy for the media gets paid $15 an hour. Maybe $15 an hour, right? And real camera guys are making $150 an hour, $99 an hour. Maybe if you're just a wedding guy, you're making $50 an hour. But the news media guys, $15 an hour. They're not real camera guys. And I've talked about this before, so this isn't me picking on the camera guys. I've made a living behind the camera for 25 years, and I'm still not the best camera guy. The deal is this. They screwed up when they zoomed in on a piece of paper that was sitting on the podium. Okay? There was a court hearing. I actually think it might have been just a real quick motion hearing, but there was a camera in there and he zoomed in on the podium and a piece of paper. What they were doing were they were white balancing their camera. I'm just going to do a quick explanation of what a white balance is. This piece of paper is semi-white, right? It's a white. But on a regular camera, if that camera's light temperature was set for outside, this piece of paper would be kind of yellow. And what you would have to do is there's a setting in your camera. You white balance your camera to the surrounding lights. The reason I know they were white balancing, one, he was out of focus, and two, the actual color changes during this section of the video where the cameraman zooms in on the podium where it has some paperwork. Now, if he would have pointed that at a wall, if he would have pointed it at someone's shirt, if he would have pointed it anywhere but on some paper on the podium, the defense would still have an argument, but they wouldn't have a strong argument. You know, what if the defense had written some notes on that piece of paper that was like, I'm going to ask a question of this, right? Well, that could ruin the defense's arguments and questions if every question was given to the witness beforehand. And trust me, when I tell you to trust me on this one, I'm saying trust me. The state investigators watch every video Dad with the phone puts out. Okay? They've already told me this. You don't think they're watching what the news media is putting out? They're watching every video that hits, boom, 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 boom. And if they were to get privy to information because a cameraman zooms into a piece of paper that had a question or had some notes on it, this would be against it. This would be unfair. It would be unfair to Patrick. Now I know everybody's like, well, screw Patrick. Well, we still live in a country that we need to give him a fair trial. Otherwise, he'll get off on an appeal. And so the judge took that act of the crazy media people then and said, well, because they screwed up, I'm going to just take cameras out of the courtroom. But now you notice the court decorum says cameras out of the entire courthouse. So this is how they're removing cameras from the entire courthouse. One, there are going to be jurors present during the trial, okay? And they don't want jurors' photos getting taken, jurors' pictures getting taken, any of that stuff. Two, the courthouse isn't designed to segregate Patrick from the public. In other words, there's not like a secret passage through a tunnel that goes to the courthouse. That he has to walk through public doors. He has to walk down public hallways to get to court. Now, they have closed off some doors so that they can shield him walking in, and they've closed off, but he still has to come up the elevator, walk across a public hallway before he can enter the courtroom. And this is the reason why they've banned cameras in the entire courthouse. You can see on Dad with the Phone, it's probably on here too. If it's not, I'm going to throw it up on YouTube right now. It kind of turns into a circus when you got a bunch of cameras in the hallway. Even Dad with the Phone. There was like 10 dads with the phone. Some of them are news people, but all they had were phones. And so they had allowed one pool camera in the hallway, and then other than that, they said no cameras whatsoever. And so there were 10, 15 cameras in the hallway. They were all just dads with phones. And so this is the other reason why they're not going to allow that circus into the hallways and stuff. It has nothing to do, like, I would love to go down the conspiracy route. It would be easy to go down the conspiracy route of saying, hey, you know what? The judge before Judge Sales let cameras in the courtroom. She didn't have a problem with cameras in the courtroom. Why does Judge Sales all of a sudden have a problem with cameras in the courtroom? Let me tell you something. There's a lot of freaking corruptness when it comes to Teller County and the Woodland Park, Cripple Creek. A lot of corruptness. A lot of corruptness in the sheriff's department. A lot of corruptness in the police department. I ain't even trying to say there's corruptness in the DA's office, but it's by design the DA has to be a little corrupt because their job is to give corrupt, right? But in my almost 15 years of watching stuff and things that have happened. Now, I haven't had personal experiences with these judges up until recently because these cops are so corrupt. But let me tell you what, I can't say all of our judges because I don't know all of them, but I know a couple of them. And from what I have seen with Judge Sales, who is Patrick's judge, and what I have seen with some other judges that sit in the Teller County Courthouse, is they are fair, law-abiding people. And when you sit on that stand, whether you're a convict or a victim or a cop, that judge has seen it all. They have seen the worst of the worst people come across those stands. They have also seen very innocent people come across those stands and very corrupt cops come across those stands. So I personally believe that Judge Sales is a fair judge. I believe that some of the other judges that sit in the Teller County Courthouse are very fair judges, honest judges. That doesn't mean I believe the cops are honest. That doesn't mean I believe the DA is honest. That doesn't mean all of that. But I believe the judges are fair judges. Here's the deal. The damn media screwed up. This is who you need to blame. You need to point the finger at traditional media because they're the ones who have screwed up this case. Because the defense has solid arguments, very solid arguments to ban cameras, especially banning media. Question is, Michael, are you able to go inside the courthouse? At this time, I will have full access as anybody else, whether they be public or media, at this time. Now, there may come a time, there may come a point in the trial where I may be sequestered out. All of that is determined by the state investigators. What I can tell you is that there are some phone call clips and there are some videos that may be used in evidence. And at that time, Sam will absolutely be in the courtroom. Me and Sam are meeting up later, but we're meeting up before the 18th. We'll compare notes a little bit. Sam's a salt to the earth kind of, when you meet someone who's like salt to the earth, they can be a part of a media conglomerate that you don't agree with. They can be a part of a system that you don't necessarily think is relevant, but that doesn't mean they're bad people. Now, there are some bad people a part of the media system. Oh my God, there's some idiots out there, but that's okay. We don't need to, I don't have to even say their names. Sam's name, I can say all I want. Sam doesn't mind. Sam's a great guy. Sam, for sure, will be getting paid to be in that courtroom. So you got to believe he's going to be there. He's getting paid to be there. And so he'll definitely be in the courtroom. And I would encourage you that if you're going to watch a media station, if you're going to watch someone who's covering this, I'm going to give credit to two people. I'm going to give credit to Ashley from KKTV. She's not my favorite, but she does a good job. If you haven't seen the 48 Hours clip that she's in and that featured in, check out Dad with a Phone on Facebook. And then I actually linked to the actual CBS full video. You can check that out. And I want to give credit to Sam. Both of these, they're both young reporters. They're both fairly new reporters. They're both very, very articulated millennials. I don't know. I don't even know if they're in the millennial generation. But nevertheless, they're definitely in the millennial generation. Nevertheless, only if you can't, that is. I think you should follow Sam. Sam tweets totally different shit than me. I may tweet about pink handcuffs and who else is in the courtroom, and Sam is going to use official journalism language. My strong point is not writing, if you haven't noticed. If you follow me on Facebook, like when you go do an interview and they ask you what's your biggest weakness, and you're like, spelling and punctuation and anything that has to do with me typing out shit. I could care less. Actually, I'm 40 years old and didn't graduate high school. So there you go. Found something out new. I was a rodeo clown at age 16. So so like tweeting shit in 145 characters or whatever they give you, that is not my strong point. I have been forced to learn how to do that crap because this whole case is being told on Twitter. Like, history is literally being written on Twitter because they won't put cameras in the courtroom. Come on, Teller County. You do not want history being told by Twitter. You need to put some courtroom cameras that you control the footage. That way, if something crazy happens, y'all can edit it out, right? But it's only fair to the public. This thing has captivated people around the world. It's only fair to Kelsey. It's only fair to Kelsey's family. It's only fair to Kelsey's family who can't be there. And so again, I'm not telling you to live stream this on Teller County's YouTube channel, although that would be the thing to do. I'm not telling you to do that. What I am telling you to do is put cameras, 5 Gs, bro, 10 Gs at most. I'll do Hey, Judge Sales, I may have some community service time available. I will do community service and I will install those cameras professionally. I'll even counsel you on which cameras to get, okay? But let's put some cameras in the courtroom so that not only can Patrick get a fair shake, and what I mean by that is when the camera's on, everybody watches their mouth, except for Dad with a phone. So it will be a better courtroom. It'll be a better courtroom, Judge. Plus, Judge, how about you be the guy to do it? Judge Sales. Why don't you be the guy to say, you know what? It's about 2020. How about that? Fudge! It's 2020! There's cameras on every freaking street corner in Denver, and you're telling me you can't put 3 cameras in the courtroom? I am a taxpayer in Teller County. If I was a taxpayer in Teller County, I would write Judge Sales at the 4th Judicial. I would write the DA, Dan May. Dan May, you're not getting reelected next year. Sorry, buddy. Your term limited out. Love you, Dan May. How about, as a DA, you leave Teller County with cameras in the courtroom? It's 2020. I know people are thinking I'm over-exaggerating and I'm being, whatever, drama this, drama that. The truth is, it's 2020. There is no, just as you want to argue about the white balance of a news organization, or you want to argue that we're a 104-year-old courthouse, and you want to argue all these things, very logical arguments by the DA, by the defense. All of these things are logical. I understand. The media are idiots. They hire idiots. They do idiotic things. That's what happened. I understand all that. As logical as all those arguments, come on. You cannot tell me in the year 2020 that it's not logical to have cameras in your courthouse, cameras in your courtroom. It is irresponsible of Judge Sales. It is irresponsible of the 4th Judicial District. It is irresponsible of the Teller County Courthouse to not have a 4-camera, a 3-camera angle record of what's taking place in your courthouse when you are trying a man for murder that is being watched with eyes around the world. It is irresponsible to let history be written by the Twitter or the Facebook or the dad with the phone. It is irresponsible. It is unfair to Patrick. It is unfair to the people. It is unfair to Kelsey, and it isn't justice. Because what if something happens? Don't you want a record of it? What are you scared of? There's nothing to be scared of. I'm done. I'm done. I've ranted. I've posted this video on Facebook and YouTube, and I'll post it on Twitter. It is irresponsible of the 4th Judicial District to not have a video record of what's going to happen. I don't care. Listen, if you think I'm in this for the views, don't put cameras, because people are going to watch my tweets. They're going to watch my recaps. If you think I'm in this for some sort of infamous, famous, whatever, put cameras in the courthouse and nobody will watch my shit because they can watch it go down live. But it's irresponsible. That's really that's the most logical argument anyone can give. We're about to be in the year 2020. Dan May, leave a legacy. Leave some cameras in your courtroom. I know you made it through your entire tenure without having to be on camera in the courtroom. At least in Teller County. So, there you go. All right. Thanks for watching YouTube. I should probably do more YouTubes because I can. But Facebook is on my good list right now because they are on my side. As long as Facebook stays on my side, I got to commit to Facebook. But YouTube, I haven't neglected you. Thanks for watching on YouTube. I'm just a dad with a phone, and I'll end this message with the quote that I ended it on Facebook. How do good men become a part of the system? They don't believe in resistance. So, Judge Sales, put cameras in the courthouse. 4th Judicial District, Dan May, leave a legacy. Do something.